I'm currently halfway through real estate school, and I'm going to be sharing some key things that I've learned that I feel are really going to help me pass on my first try, and just some tricks that have made going through this process a lot easier. My name is Bree, and I'm just going to be documenting my journey throughout real estate school and becoming a realtor as I just go through the process. As I mentioned before, I am about 60% of the way through my course, and I am studying in Illinois. The thing that I did that I haven't heard anyone else say that they have done was study the vocab before buying any course, any class or school or anything like that. She wanted to join, but what I mean by that is literally just going on YouTube, finding like Prep Agent, Just Call Maggie, or any other instructor, and just learning the vocab and the key concepts. And because I took about 3 months before buying any class, I feel like I have a general understanding. And like people kind of say, real estate can be similar to learning a second language because it's just a bunch of new concepts and terms. And so by having a general understanding of what these words even mean, I feel that I'm getting a lot more out of the classes. Another major thing is that you're going to want to research the school or online course that you plan on taking before just jumping in and purchasing it. You have to make sure that your state recognizes the course and accepts that it meets all the requirements for your state. So there are some courses out there that kind of advertise themselves as a quick and easy, faster paced course. There's no roundabout way of doing it. Take the amount of hours that your state requires, and you have to do the learn. Any course that is saying that it's a faster way, it's a shortcut way, it's a cheat sheet way, it's not going to be accepted, and it's going to be a waste of your money and time. I mean, you might learn something from it, but it is not going to count towards the actual course that you need to take to become a real estate agent. So make sure before purchasing anything that it is accepted by your state. I'm currently doing it all online, self-paced, using Calibri Real Estate. It is accepted for almost all of 50 states. I would do your research into it before deciding what is best for you, and I can do another separate video on my honest opinion on the whole course and weighing some of the positives and negatives that I have kind of experienced while using it. It is all online, and that was definitely something that was important to me. As I said before, it kind of feels like real estate is a second language. You are learning a bunch of new information, and it's all just being piled on chapter after chapter as you're going through the course. I found that it's super important not to stress yourself out and just give yourself the time that you really need to understand the concepts. So I'm not putting a certain time limit on how much I get through per day, how many chapters I do a week. I am just making sure that I'm progressing every single day. There are some chapters that make literally no sense to me, like financing and loans and all that. I'm not a homeowner, so these are new concepts and they're confusing. So what I do is I just go through the chapter, and then I will go onto YouTube. I'll just search up like financing or loans or whatever it is that I'm struggling with, and I will just watch those videos, repeat or one after another, and just really make sure I understand what I just learned in the class. So I'm not just going through the entire class and then be like, okay, I'm gonna study afterwards. I'm like studying as I go. And I think that's really going to help me in the long run, because I'll go through a chapter and then I will look at other people teaching it or how they are explaining it, and just kind of think of ways to memorize it. Because the last thing I want to do is get through this course super fast and then need weeks or months to study for it. I'd rather study as I go and have the course take me a little bit longer. Another thing that I recently learned is there is a lot that you can do before you even take the test or pass and become a real estate agent. So you can start marketing yourself as you're taking the course. And I know this feels like maybe just another thing that you have to do before becoming an agent, but it's actually going to set you up great in the long run. So you can start your social media accounts, start getting your name out there, and just getting comfortable with making real estate content, because that's what you're going to be doing once you pass. And the last thing that you want to do is pass and then just be like, okay, now what do I do? And spend months trying to figure it out. So you can start researching the agencies that you want to work for, have a list of the top ones that you're going to apply to. You can even call them and tell them that you are taking the course and you're interested in joining their brokerage, and seeing if they're interested in interviewing you, or at least keep your name in mind for the future. You can also start making your Facebook page, social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of that, because you want to start getting your name out there and just letting people know, like, hey, I'm currently in the process of this, and just keep me in mind. If you're one of those people that wants to kind of keep it on the down low until you pass, because you don't want everyone constantly asking you how things are going, did you pass, did you not pass, you feel like that's going to be extra pressure, you can still set up your accounts and just make them private, post in your drafts. So you can make a bunch of posts for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it might be, and then have them all in drafts. So you're ready to post after you pass, and you don't have to worry about being behind in content. Another thing that I have found super helpful for studying is utilizing ChatGPT. And the best part about having ChatGPT help you study is that you can ask it to explain things to you. So you could say something like, help me understand the closing process of M5, or something like a scenario of someone who qualifies for an FHA loan. So I found doing stuff like that has really helped me understand the material on a deeper level as well. You just test yourself till the end of the course. I like to test myself after every single chapter. It has a chapter test at the end, but I like to go a step further, and still using ChatGPT, I ask it to test me on the terms and concepts as well. It'll be really helpful because you can ask it to do multiple choice, true or false. I think it's super important to word it in a way where you say, test me how the real estate exam is going to word things. Because super base level, surface level questions, and I found that wording it like that makes it on a deeper scale and more confusing, kind of like the real estate exam is going to be, because I've heard that it's not just straightforward. They try to trick you, they try to use wording that is confusing and complicated, so you want to make sure you're doing as many practice questions like that as possible. Those are just some of the key things that I have learned so far on my journey, and I'm excited more with you guys as I go. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and please feel free to put any advice in the comments. I'm still learning, so I will take any help that I can get. And also feel free to say what state that you are studying for and how far along you are in this process. And that is all for today, so I will see you guys in the next video.